Hello and welcome to another episode of the DTF podcast here on the Field of 68 Media Network. We are presented by our partners over at BetMGM. We have John Fanta here. My name is Rob Dauster, and we have a smug, happy, ambitious, and fired up Terrence Oglesby today. And look, you know, if I'm saying
no eye contact, no eye contact.
He's fired up today. He's always fired up. So if I have to say at the start of the show that he's coming on and he's got some juice to him, you know it's going to be a big day. T.O., we're going ISO ball, baby. Clear out. Let him cook.
Two things.
Let him cook, Fanta.
Two things. I put out a tweet today, and I feel good about it. And I don't regret it a bit. I'm going to read it for you just because it's time. Having Boo Corrigan on ESPN not backing the league's an issue. It's an issue that's been the same issue the whole time. And I know we're not a college basketball place, but it is what it is. They have much bigger problems in my beloved ACC, and this is one of them. You don't back your own league? Are you kidding me? I know you're trying to get your butt out of there, but relax a little bit. You have to back the people that are there. You can't go 13-0 and not make college football playoff when it was made for the Power Six. If you go undefeated, you should at least have a shot. What are we doing? We need to figure out what we're doing because we don't know what we're doing. ACC especially doesn't know what it's doing. You have to respect each other within the league. And I almost feel like this was a slide against Florida State for raising some questions prior to the season. That's exactly what this feels like. Forget your grudges. Stand up for the league. There's going to be infighting. There's always infighting. I love all these stories, Fanty. I think you'll go with this, with Dan Gavitt and how everybody was always arguing in the Big East. Every coach is arguing. They're mad. They're cussing each other. But when they're on the outside and the season starts, it's the best league in the country. And even if it isn't, they at least back each other to that point. You back each other within the league. We've got analysts on ACC's network accusing people of tampering. That happens. That should never happen. You've got just ADs of certain schools just trying to stick it to other schools in the conference. Should never happen. It's ridiculous. That's one reason I'm fired up this morning. I felt like Florida State should have gotten in because they were undefeated. You can't screw the other 60-something odd kids on that team just because one guy goes down with an injury. I understand. That team deserves to be in. They deserve it. I don't care about the bet. You have to deserve the chance. You have to deserve the opportunity. And they are just taking it away just because Alabama's going to have better ratings. We all know that. They almost lost to a 6-6 Auburn team 2 weeks ago. I don't want to hear shit anybody has to say about Alabama being a better team because they have fucked everything sideways since the beginning of the season. I don't want to hear it. It's ridiculous. It should never happen. I understand you want an SEC team in there because, gosh darn it, that's what it all has to do with.
Hey, look,
this is expedited. No, I'm not done. This is expediting the departures out of the ACC. It's driving me nuts. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, no, here's the worst thing about it to me, and I could not agree more with you with what you just. I know this is a college basketball podcast, but I got to get this rant off my chest. Like,
this is ridiculous.
If you go undefeated and you do not have a chance to play for a national title, you are not a real sport. Okay, you're a fucking joke of a sport. All right, and here's the problem that I have with it: college football has taken a fucking grenade to all of college athletics. Okay, there is a reason why Rutgers and UCLA are going to be in the same conference. There is a reason why West Virginia and Arizona are going to be in the same conference. There is a reason why Miami and Stanford are going to be in the same conference. It's college football. Everybody is chasing those college football dollars. And we have an undefeated team, a team that beat Florida on the road by more than Missouri did the week before, right? Without Jordan Travis. A team that beat number 14 Louisville in the ACC championship without Jordan Travis, a team that actually challenged themselves, that went through the ACC, which is supposed to be one of the Power Six conferences, right? You go through and you do all that and you're undefeated and you don't have a chance to play for a national championship. That's a fucking joke. And this joke of a sport is why college athletics looks utterly insane right now. What are we doing? Why? Where's the leadership? Who's making these decisions? They're all chasing the dollar. They're all chasing the SEC. They're all chasing the Big Ten. It pisses me off to no end. And if you think Florida State is going to go away quietly for being relegated to the Orange Bowl here, there's no chance. There's going to be legislation. There's going to be Congress members coming out fired up about this. We're going to see this end up going to the courts. This is going to be a disaster. Okay. Yes. It's going to be an absolute mess. And the last thing I'll say, The ACC is the league that started this insanity 2 decades ago when they went and they rated the Big East. They rated Miami. They rated Virginia Tech. They rated the best football programs in the conference in the early 2000s because they saw this coming. They wanted so badly to be relevant in football that they turned what was the best basketball conference in the country with Duke and North Carolina and Maryland, all of these rivalries and Coach K and Roy Williams and everything that made college basketball great. It was the ACC, right? And they tried to get good at football and diluted that product. It is what it is. They're better this year, T.O., but they diluted this product. So the last thing, and now they're in a situation, Fanta, where the undefeated league champion is left out of the playoffs. Karma is not just a guy on the Chiefs, Fanta.
Yep. It's not like you guys wanted Virginia Tech anyway.
Okay, here's the deal. The playoff format is changing a year too late. And that's the fact of the matter. I think that this will produce legislation. It's obviously producing massive anger. And the cards aligned to produce a scenario where anybody would have been arguing, ticked off, furious, because your format's screwed up. This format was never great. And thank God for the NCAA tournament. Thank God for March Madness. And this is further evidence why it should never be messed with. Because if it's messed with by power brokers, by power conference people who are only invested in their own interests and their own television dollars,
right?
You will not have Furman over Virginia. You will not have Princeton over Arizona. You'll never get FDU over Purdue. You will see a bunch of 8, 9, 7, 10, Auburn and Iowa, okay? I'm trying to think here. You know, you're going to see a bunch of middle-tier type of games. You're going to see TCU playing Wisconsin. You're going to see a bunch of that in the early rounds of your tournament. Could it produce a buzzer beater? Could it produce a great game? Yeah, it could. But the little guy won't be taken care of. Not to say that Florida State's a little guy. They're not. They went undefeated in the Atlantic Coast Conference. But you and I and all of us know they were never going to leave out the Southeastern Conference because Greg Sankey dictates all. The SEC dictates all in football. They were never going to leave that conference champion out. Is this going to produce some massive shift change? Florida State's pissed off. Here's the thing, Florida State. You ran your mouth over the summer and you tried to get out of your conference. Nobody wanted you. What were you thinking? You're going to be in a playoff format next year where you would have gotten the automatic qualifier. Embrace that. Embrace the AQ. Because you know what? There's no guarantees if you move to some different league that you're going to be able to get that AQ. You stay in the ACC, it's your best chance to get the automatic qualifier. Look, the thing stinks. More than anything, I feel terrible for the kids. The kids worked their asses off all year. But I got to be honest with you guys. When people ask me why I don't watch college football a ton, I watched it more this year than I have in a while. You know why? I felt like there were 6 or 7 teams that could win the national championship. Still believe that any of the 4 could end up winning it. I really do. I think the Michigan-Alabama winner probably wins it, but we'll see. I have struggled to watch college football because, to me, the 12th best team versus the 17th best team doesn't make any difference between the 8th best team and the 21st best team playing. The game has no significance for me because of this stupid playoff format. It doesn't matter. You're supposed to have a chance to win a national title when you show up in August. And so if you have one bad day or a player gets hurt, now you can't win the national championship? That's terrible.
Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use the bonus code FIELD200 and you will receive $200 in bonus bets instantly when placing your first wager of at least $10 with BetMGM. Here's what you got to do. Download the BetMGM app. Sign up using the bonus code FIELD200. Deposit at least $10 and place your first wager on any game regardless of sport. You will receive $200 in bonus bets regardless of the outcome of your wager. Just make sure that you use the bonus code FIELD200 when you sign up. And remember, BetMGM is now available under one wallet in select states. As a New Jersey resident, this is super convenient for me when I have to go cover games in New York or Philly. When crossing state borders, just log into your existing account instead of having to create new accounts in each state that you go to. And most importantly, I got to let you know, we do have some fun stuff coming up for this college basketball season. Bet insurance tokens, college hoops odds boosts, my personal favorite, parlay odds boosts. So download the BetMGM app today. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.